Hi again, Dwayne and the beautiful Karen here on Kicking Ass and Taking Names. We're going to kick ass and take names today on antelope steaks. So one thing is, you can't get better, fresher, cleaner meat than you're going to get by going out and harvesting yourself and processing it yourself. This is some really good meat. Some people don't like antelope or have heard they don't like antelope, but it's really good. It's one of those animals that when you harvest it, you have to get it in and cool it down immediately. Antelope, bear, a few other things. So today we're going to do that. What we've already done is we've seasoned it. We put it on one piece at a time. We seasoned it, flip it over and season the other side. This is a really, really good, excuse me ma'am, red meat. You can see how red the meat is in there. It's a really good, tender red meat. So we're going to pan fry the antelope. I'm sorry, what? Okay. We're going to pan fry the antelope. Okay, so here we are, and we're going to use a garlic butter. Very tasty. We're going to get that melting in here. Anytime you're going to do something like this, antelope, deer, duck, you're going to want to make it rare. If you're going to want to make it the best that you can. And you're going to dry it out if you don't. A lot of people have eaten deer, for example. We're in Minnesota, from their family for years and years and years. And they learned not to like it because everybody used to overcook their deer all the time. Like a shoe. It's like eating a leather shoe. So everything that you're going to eat that's wild game in this house anyway is going to be a rare to a medium rare. So let's see, maybe a little bit more. This garlic butter is very good. We use it on a lot of stuff. Shrimp. Here's the seasoning we use today, which is basically just a garlic, salt, and pepper seasoning. Use whatever you want. And whether you choose to harvest your own meat or not, that's fine. To each their own. Everybody deserves the right to do and think what they want to do as long as they're not hurting anybody else. So let's get this melting up good here. And we are all thankful that Karen didn't start drinking at 9 this morning like she usually does. A lot of times, when you put seasoning, a particular seasoning that you like, or even one that you pick out, these will get caramelized on them too as you're cooking them. And that's it's a really good taste, and that's how we like to eat them. You can put them on the grill outside, or our smoker grill, but they get a little bit dried out. You got to pay a lot of attention to them, and just comparably, even this much, you'd rather have a juicy-ish piece of steak than a dried out piece of steak. And now that is good. So we're just going to take these. This particular antelope was harvested so not this year, it's 2024 now. This is a 2023 harvest from Montana.
Last fall. November? December? I think it was November.
Can't remember. October, November.
Oh, maybe October.
You know what, I think it was October.
I think it was October.
We had a bunch of fun. We harvested antelope, pheasant, grouse, Hungarian partridge. My buddy brings his dogs out there, and real good dogs too. So that's going to get going like that, and to get the butter melting, I put it up here. Turn it down a little teeny bit. You'd rather have a little bit of time to make sure and flip it in time instead of cooking one side too much. And I am going to add a little teeny bit more butter. If you could actually go to a restaurant and have them make you something like this, by the time the quality of this meat and how it's cooked, the quality it's cooked in, and the other stuff that we're going to have with the dinner, you'd be in for $65 a piece, if not a lot more, for an antelope dinner. Good, clean, you harvested it yourself, you processed it yourself, you know what meat you got. It wasn't hanging for 6 weeks, or somebody dropped it in the dirt, or, you know, something like that. Whereas if you bring it in to a butcher, which again is fine and dandy, whatever you decide you wanna do, that's fine. We choose to keep our animals that we harvest totally processed by us. So, and I'm a flipper flapper. I like to flip. Personally, I don't think it,
Flapper?
there you go. I think it helps the meat completely. I don't know if there's anybody out there that thinks, oh, we only flip one time. Well, I don't really see the advantage to that. So I like to flip back and forth. And it takes a little teeny bit. Set the oven.
Yeah, starting for the biscuits.
We're also gonna have Red Lobster biscuits with this. We love those. They are so good. Again, family thing. Family, we have friends here. Ed Marinucci,
Well, that's
another
me.
very good friend of ours. And the boy, Jesse's over there on the couch laughing at us. He thinks we're dorks. He doesn't realize just the funny, intelligent stuff that we do. That's why he laughs at us. Maybe at some point in time, your kid will start laughing at you, and you can be proud.
There he is, chuckling over there.
You know, don't walk away. Same as on the last video with the frying of the chicken. Don't walk away. Pay attention. That's how it's going to turn out exactly to a T, the way you want it to turn out. You want it to turn out crappy? Walk outside, go into the garage, pick up something you were supposed to be doing earlier today, and come back. It'll be like a leather shoe. Chicken wild rice soup, homemade by Ed. Very good. Again, if you wanted that, if you wanted a pan of that, just like this, you know, mostly full, 3/4 full, go to a restaurant. You know how much that would cost to have that full pan like that? Let's just say you were a big soup eater. That's up to there. It would cost you close to $70, I bet, at least, to buy as many bowls that they're gonna sell you their soup these days. $5, $6, $7 a bowl for that. You know, again, you'd be in for $70 or more. And Ed, just guessing, how much money you got into that?
Not much.
$10?
Yeah, between that, 10 and $20.
Between $10 and $20, 1/3 of the price that you'd be paying at a restaurant. Probably even less than that because everything is so expensive. I can guarantee you that's as good or better than any wild rice soup you're gonna get anywhere. So
Probably
you can
better.
add that on top of it too.
Ed's a good cook.
There's a plate of them right there. So here's our second panful, and we did taste the first panful. It is
Excellent.
an unbelievably good and good
Really
meat.
good.
You, with a fork, you can cut it with a fork, which, when you can cut a meat with fork, you got a pretty good tender piece of meat. This comparably antelope to, call it a white-tailed deer, and we'll call it in northern Minnesota. There's fields up there, but not a lot of agricultural fields. Like down here where we live, there's agricultural fields everywhere. So the corn-fed, bean-fed deer that we get is so close to a beef taste anyway, that it's just really good. But these, compared to a northern Minnesota deer, it can get kind of gamey tasting because they eat, you know, I mean, pine needles and other stuff too, but just not, they're not eating corn and beans and some of the good stuff that they eat. Her flowers, they come into the yard and they eat her flowers all the time. She don't like that much.
Especially.
So, we find little ways to keep the deer away. You can have little shiny pieces of tape that flap in the wind. They don't like that much. There's a couple of things you can spray on your garden. They don't-
Marigolds, rosemary, peppermint helps to keep them at bay.
And we don't have a huge problem with it. And there's a lot of deer around here. But we don't have a huge problem with it, but, you know, that was just my joke about them eating her flowers. She don't like it one bit. But they're our friends. They're kind of our pets here. So when I go out to harvest animals, generally we don't hunt here. If we do, It's way back in the swamp where it doesn't make me feel bad. I wouldn't shoot something close to the yard or
Off the
anything like that,
steps.
off the steps like some people would. But,
Some
so
of
this
those
is just a really, really good tasting meat where
Some of those
most
are
people,
probably done.
okay, where most people would be saying,
That's good. Ooh,
maybe a little more.
Yeah, a little more. Almost.
No, I don't want to taste an antelope or anything like that. It is really, really good meat. And again, if somebody had tasted an antelope, a bear,
Elk.
a mule deer,
Elk.
elk is really good. Elk is almost just like this. It's like this, a very good tasting meat, not gamey at all. It's about as close to beef as you can get. This is very, very close to beef.
Cool.
There's the crunchies. I go scraping off there.
Let's throw
It's
some more butter
really
in
good.
it.
Well, for right now, let's just leave it right now, okay?
Fine. Next project. Okay,
So,
show that.
and here's how you can get a little bit of a gist of how rare, medium rare this is. There's some juice coming out right there. That is cooked completely through. I'll bring one back to you and show you that it's cooked completely through, but it's still juicy enough. If you don't see this, you might be eating something that's a little dry. And so I'm going to spin you around in a second here.
Hold on to your seats.
Okay, and Karen's doing her
you
butter
can-
thing on there,
can
so
turn it.
I'm going to spin you around here. And now you can meet Ed. Ed Marinucci.
Well, let's
Do
see.
I have your permission to film you, Ed?
Here, will you sign this?
So there's the boy and the dog in the background there. Race dog, Doc Holliday. Very good dog.
He's half cat, half dog. The way he sits
He
on the couch.
catches mice. Oh, so I am going to cut this one. Let me show you where was the knives. Okay. There's the one that had the juice coming out of it. Perfect, perfect, perfect rare meat. Rare to medium rare. I would call that rare. Just completely perfect.
Here's the soup, there it is.
Sorry. The wild rice soup, the meat, the biscuits. You'd be in for $40 for that plate right there. Add a little bit of vegetables to it and whatnot, it'd be a $50, $60 meal to be able to get that. And you can't order antelope anywhere for one, so. And just a food that was taken a lot of care in making. So, let me do this. I'm gonna move you back. Hello. So you used chicken stock in on that. Is it a homemade recipe or did you buy one of the bags where it kind of?
No,
He does everything
Homemade,
homemade,
yeah.
going.
whole chicken, carrots, celery, onion, and portobello mushrooms,
Boy,
Beautiful.
that is
and
good.
green beans.
Boy, is that good. I see the green beans in there, yeah. The more the better. Honestly, the more the better, especially in anything, the vegetable soup, the wild rice soup.
Yes.
The more the better as in the ingredients in it.
And green beans are fresh.
Fresh green beans, yeah, yeah. And you're usually using everything that's fresh in your stuff through the years that I've known
Fresh
you.
as I can get it.
And just great. So hope you enjoyed the video. We'll wait for Miss Karen to come back.
Oh. Hi. Okay.
Hope you enjoyed the video. It's just fun to watch people making and eating stuff that maybe you don't eat every day or ever, and it might be something that you want to go out and try. If you have friends that harvest animals and you don't, which again is fine and dandy, you might want to maybe get some
Invite yourself over.
meat and wheat. Yes, invite yourself over. People can invite themselves over to our house. They do fairly often. So
And we do the same.
and we do the same. We invite ourselves over to people's house. What can they do? Say no? Can we come over and eat your food? No,
yeah.
sorry. But we're always told yes that we can. So give it a try. The antelope is really good tasting and you will love it.
And we're gonna
So-
say goodbye so we
Yep.
can eat.
Yep.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.